just very complete game. Pleased with our response of just, really having a tough week and coming out today, and just the start we got from Knaak was incredible. I mean, just 2 over the minimum, mixing all his pitches, throwing a ton of strikes, using the changeup and fastball and both breaking balls. Just was awesome, and it was tough. You could feel it with offensively. We were hitting a lot of balls hard with nothing to show for it. 6 innings of no runs across after getting shut out yesterday, and it was really, you could almost feel what could have been on some teams' guys start to really press, and our guys did not, and we finally got a leadoff on and had a bunt opportunity, and they didn't get the 2 bunts down. And credit to Jacob Hinderleiter for just really having a gritty at bat, finding a way to still move the runners, and just kind of set the tone for the double squeeze. JP was part of a bunch of good defensive plays today across the infield, and then had some big RBIs there at the end of the game. But just a complete performance between just the incredible start by Aiden, but then coupled with the defense behind him, and then some of just the clutch hitting with runners in scoring position, and the ways to score when it's not a good day to hit because the wind's blowing in, but just finding a way to use small ball, to use other methods, to come out with a much needed victory and feeling good about things as we go into the next week.
Questions for players?
Hey, did you talk about the play, the defense, and how they backed you up tonight?
Yeah, the defense was, a lot better today, but just going out there, trying to let the defense work, and I thought we hit the ball hard from the beginning, and I knew those would fall eventually. So just trusting everyone out there on the field is a good part.
Jaron, on that suicide squeeze there, what are you watching for coming from second? You see the signs put on, you're going to be breaking. What are you watching for as the play unfolds in front of you?
I'm just planning on executing it perfectly. We work on that play. Something that happens comes up like once every blue moon. So when we get it on the pitch count, we just gotta execute perfectly. I've had a couple base running mistakes in the last couple games, so I just wanted to clear that up. Hopefully, execute this the right way and get it safely.
Yeah, was it you executed the double squeeze the last time against South Carolina? This time you score on it.
Yeah.
Talk about the 2 differences of being on that play.
I don't think there's really a difference with that. Execute it as much as you can. Try to get it down, score, or just do it everything you can to keep it running.
Jaron, how imperative was this win for you guys, the morale for the team after going on before the finale?
This was a significant win. When you get a start like even Darty yesterday, and you don't capitalize, especially on the defensive end, you just pretty much throw the game away. And for us, unfortunately, we threw the series away. So coming out there today, we just wanted to lay it all out, especially for Aiden, who threw 8 shutout innings, which is perfect. Offense, we did what we can. We started manufacturing runs, and you could tell in the dugout that the whole morale just lifted, and we felt like we had a breakthrough, especially 3 losses in a row, which is very unlikely and very unfortunate for our team, especially with the talented, hardworking guys that we have. So we just felt that we just need to play free, have fun, and just go out there and do everything we could for our pitchers and just for ourselves.
Aiden, what have these last 3 starts been like for you, where you've just been in command really the entire time?
Yeah, it's great, but just keep the head down and just keep working on small things at a time and just building off every start. And can't really look back at the bad ones or the good ones. Just focus on one day at a time and just keep getting better.
I guess, Aiden, how would you describe the mood in the locker room over the last 3 games? And kind of how were you guys able to break through, I guess?
Yeah, the mood obviously changed, but after today it uplifted a lot because we executed a lot better, like Jaron had said, and it was a great way to get back up on our feet and head into the next week.
Any other questions for players? Yes, Jaron, can you talk about that throw down from over top and the tag you got? I guess, if you have any idea where the guy was when you kind of threw your glove?
Well, yeah, I knew the throw was up the line. I knew they were gonna delay at some point, try to get something going for themselves. So went over top and caught the ball. I think it was a changeup that ran away from him. I just knew that throw was up the line. I saw the guy in front of me. I just knew I had to snap tag or something like that, try to catch him on the foot before he got past me. I just tried to do whatever to get him out. That's what we did. And whatever we did.
After you hit the ball down the right field line, you get to second base and you showed a lot of emotion. When you're going through a stretch where you've kind of gone through some tough times, how good does it feel to say, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a fly ball down the right field line or if it's a sink, just as long as something drops in?
I think I was over like my last, felt like 35. So I just knew I had to touch him too, get it down, hustle, like we did again, just get it together, honestly. Our response was incredible. You know, after going down three games in a row, like I said, unfortunate, unlikely, especially with the talent and hard work we put in. Unlikely. We just had to do whatever, get it done. I'm just glad I was able to get it done and come out victorious.
When you're feeling like that, you say it felt like you were over 35. How hard is it to not start pressing?
It's definitely hard to stop pressing because I was already pressing. I talked to BB, I talked to Coach Schnabel, talked to everybody, I talked to my teammates, and just support that they gave me, and I just knew they instilled the confidence in me that I didn't have in myself coming into this game. So when you have a team like that, you have a group of guys that are pulling for you and just hoping that you succeed. It just makes it so much easier because you get out there and you have fun and you make great defensive plays like everybody was making today, and we just pull for each other, you know. So our response was incredible. We had a great game. I think it's going to be very good for us going forward with Charlotte on Tuesday. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right, thank you, players.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I have questions for Coach.
Coach, about Aiden.
Who wouldn't want to hire that guy?
Yeah, right?
Unbelievable. Like, I could be a spokesperson for any company. This would be my NIL plug for Jaron Purify. If someone needs a spokesperson for their company, you just let him go and he will sell everything. Guy's incredible.
About
We're talking NIL over here. I don't know if I'm supposed to say. I don't care, but Jaron Purify. That was incredible.
About Aiden, a lot of times young pitchers they'll start to press a little bit, or hey, I have to continue throwing perfect to keep the shutout because we're not scoring. He always looks comfortable out there, unflappable. Is that kind of what leads to his success?
He's the most detail-oriented, routine-oriented, regimented kid that I maybe have come across in decades, and he just goes about his preparation with, it's almost like a methodical tactician, where he just is so mature beyond his years. You know, he's an old soul, and we had Spencer Strider come in, and I thought we were like talking to a Jedi master of the mental game. That's what Spencer Strider is. I mean, how he goes about it, and it was almost like a young Aiden Knaak, same thing. You know, like a young Skywalker there, of just the week to week approach is, you know, he's not building off of anything. He's not, you know, it's just his routine, and he's very consistent with his routine, regardless of what the start is, and that's what makes him good. Is he just has a laser focus to his preparation of something. That's why we were willing to put him in the rotation as a freshman, because he doesn't seem like a freshman.
Was there any consideration of maybe letting him go back out there and try to finish it tonight?
No. He is a freshman, and I only say that because he's not used to a workload. For us to have the season, for us to be the team we want to be and have the season we want to have, we're going to need Aiden Knaak strong 2 months from now. So even just of course, he physically could on April 14th throw 105, 110 pitches and finish the game. But if we can keep him at whatever we kept him at today, 96 or whatever, 97, that may be very valuable down the road, especially with a 7-run lead.
You had to, because of injuries, change some things up on the defensive side starting last Sunday. Now you got 4 games where you're kind of playing pretty much with these guys. You think today was a great experience for them, especially the middle infield, to kind of have this kind of afternoon to kind of get their confidence going?
I think so. I mean, you think back to when Andrew Chufo first was settling into the shortstop role, and he made 5 errors in like 4 games, and then went 22 games without an error. And not saying that'll be Hindi, but you could just tell there was a reacclimation to a new position. Even though he's played it his whole life, there's still just some, just kind of getting settled out there. And so today looked much more like the Jacob Hinderleiter we saw all fall, when both he and Chufo were both playing shortstop in the fall. But yeah, I think we're still going to have some moving parts, especially with our catching situation, and with Jimmy and Jacob Gerald both catching. Someone will have to play first when Jimmy Overtop catches. So we gave Tristan McClatty a shot there today. He's a shortstop coming out of high school. We wanted another athlete over there. We've got Cooper Blauser as well, Jack Crichton. We've got guys who have done it. So we may keep tinkering there and just try to keep getting some guys opportunities. And we're going to need them all, because you never know when someone's going to get their number called.
Has Tristan Smith been able to throw, and what's the plan for him kind of going forward?
Yeah, he'll start next week. He threw Friday, threw a bullpen, looked great. Was a little bit pissed that he wasn't pitching Friday, but we felt like better to get him built up for a week and play it safe. But he's ready, and he feels good, looks good, and so we should expect to see him back in action. I don't know if he'll start Friday or what day he'll start, but he'll start one of the games.
So with the way Ethan played last night, and going back to last week too, is it safe to say that that's kind of going to be your lineup on the weekend, those 3?
Yeah, I think so. I think Tristan coming back is a huge boost for us, and Matt Marshall did an unbelievable job as a Friday night starter, and still use him. Just maybe split the game and have him on the back half in a long relief role, or as a starter. I mean, it could go either way. But he was super valuable for us for these last however many 3-4 weeks, and he's been a Friday night starter his whole life too. So that was a comfortable role for him. But I think Ethan Darden has firmly planted himself as a weekend starter, as he did last year. And he's just such a hyper-competitive kid that gets such a good job with getting ground balls. It was really unfortunate we couldn't play the defense we played today for him yesterday. But he pitched great, and obviously what Aiden's doing right now is special. So we feel like the pitching lineup puts ourselves in a position to have a chance to win a series.
Did something happen with Crichton pregame for y'all to pitch it for him there so early?
Yeah, he's been dealing with some back spasms, so we want to keep him going. Nate Hall, we got a lot of guys that haven't gotten routine action, so we want to keep these guys in there and keep them fresh. And mentioned Blauser. Everybody's good on the team. We've got guys who are barely playing who would be everyday starters elsewhere. We know that, and we want them to stay here, and so we got to get them in there and got to get them action. And you never know when we're going to need them as well. But yeah, we're going to give him a start today, but his back was just tightening up. So, but he'll be back out there. He probably could have gone, but we'll just keep doing rehab with that and have him ready to go.
Anything new with Andrew as far as official word on him yet?
He's got an appointment this week, and we'll probably have an announcement on that, I would say this week, but yeah, it's doubtful.
Will Taylor's fine? I know he had suffered kind of like a scary fall near the left field line. So in the game, is everything okay with him?
I think so. He kind of rolled over his glove hand. It's kind of an awkward. Luckily for him, he's taken a lot of hits, so he knows how to manipulate his body. I mean, we could start talking about two-sport athletes, multi-sport athletes, especially youngsters, and just the reason Will Taylor is able to do what he's able to do is just because he's had reps being an athlete and hitting the ground and having collision type plays, and so he knows how to absorb a fall. But he did. That was a little awkward the way he rolled over his glove, but he'll be fine. He's as tough as they come.
You go 6 innings without, getting a run across. I mean, do you worry at all about them starting to press, or is there something about this team that you were confident that something was going to happen?
I think everybody was pressing, even the fans. I mean, we can hear them, and we hear the moans, even in our dugout too. I mean, everybody's pressing, right? I mean, we got shut out. Got shut out yesterday, and now it's like 15 straight innings without scoring, and there's probably a couple innings from the previous game before that so I don't know how many consecutive zeros that is, but it's a lot.
19.
Yeah, 19. So 19 consecutive innings without scoring. That's absolute cause for some pressing. Yeah, you could feel it, and that's why we felt like we needed to force the action a little bit, and get the short game going, and just do something different, and the guys were hitting the ball good. I mean, we had a lot of hard contact. Guys hit a lot of exit velos over 100 miles an hour today, just right into the wind or right at somebody, and that almost makes it worse because you're doing everything right, not getting the result.